How's it going, folks? So the band Claymorean is back with a brand new single here called Eternal Curse. I'm really excited. I mean, this is a cool band. I always enjoy checking them out. And they have a new album coming out literally right around the corner. Now, from what I can understand, it's a bit of a interesting kind of release schedule. So, to my knowledge, it seems that they're releasing on February 17th the new album in physical CD format, and then March 7th on like streaming platforms and stuff like that. And then I think in April, like a vinyl release or something. So, kind of an interesting schedule. I'm still not entirely sure how I'm going to tackle this one as far as for my channel purposes, if I'm going to include this album as a February release or a March release. I guess I'll make that determination down the road. But anywho, a brand new album right around the corner, whichever way you look at it, physical release or streaming, and a new song here. So before we get ahead of ourselves with the CD release, let's check out this new song, shall we? Rangers. Go.
Darkness awakens, deadly hunger, rise from
honestly not my favorite song that these folks have released. There's elements to it that I thought were cool and whatnot, but as a whole, it just doesn't quite live up, I guess, to expectations from this band. Knowing what these folks are capable of, this song it just feels a little underwhelming, given their skill and talent and all that good stuff. Uh, you know, I think the biggest thing for this song that kind of holds it back and whatnot are the verses. Those verses are kind of rough. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I really, really did not care for those verses. They just feel weird. It's I don't know. It's just interesting. Like I think it's the vocal lines. I'm not talking about the vocals themselves. It's the vocal lines, like the melody and stuff, or lack thereof. There's not a lot of a melody there in the verses, and even the way that they're designed, it just sounds awkward. Yeah, not a fan of those verses because it's almost like in some spots it's just smushing too many like syllables into too short of a space. Like there'll be like the first line that's kind of said in a relatively even kind of pace, but then the second line is like squished in, and then the next line, a couple of the words are kind of said in a way to kind of drag it out, and then it just there's no real like rhyme or reason between the like the delivery of the lines. There's not like an even amount of syllables for each line so that it sounds more just even, more natural, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. It sounds kind of unnatural how the lines are having to be delivered, just because of the way that they were designed. And then even on top of that, it's a very, very kind of just simplistic kind of way of doing the verses. And it just, those verses, man, I just, odd verses. Not a fan of those verses. It just sounds ultimately just kind of awkward the way that it is, and really, really somewhat basic as well. And another thing about the verses is that she has a really, really cool voice for this kind of heavy power metal sort of style. She's got a gritty voice. She really has a really powerful way of kind of singing and delivering lines and stuff. And the verses just really, really don't do anything to showcase her voice. That they're just not suited for her voice well, because she's at her best like when she can really just unleash. And I think that's one thing that really has is really noticeable, like with her voice, and it really helps it stand out. Like, man, wow, like when she's just really unleashing. And those verses, it really just kind of takes her voice and puts it into like a tiny little box, like really confines her voice, instead of just really letting her kind of go all out. So just the verses, yeah, not a fan of those verses. The pre-chorus and the chorus, are a bit better. They're nothing to really write home about. Again, though, they just sound relatively basic. But they do give her more of an opportunity to sing full force. And so there's spots in there that I'm like, yeah, that's what I wanted. That's what I'm expecting from Claymorean, is some wicked riffs, some nice heavy metal with just vocals unleashed, with her voice being able to do all that she can. And so some of that comes through a bit more in the pre-chorus and the chorus. Even though the chorus has it's a bit more on the melodic side, but it works pretty well, especially the way usually at the end of the chorus, like the last word or whatnot, she really wails on it, and it's tight. And then the guitar starts ripping, and again, that's where I feel like the heart and soul of this band lies, is guitars and everything just ripping, vocals ripping, and but there's just very limited opportunities for that to happen in this song, which I found interesting. I like the bridge. I thought that was kind of cool how the song kind of really toned down, got a little groovy. The guitar had a nice emotive kind of tone to it. And then it goes into the solo, which was tight, So the bridge I thought was really cool, added a nice kind of element to the song that I wasn't quite expecting, which is not a bad thing by any stretch. It was kind of refreshing how that went that direction, and then going into the pre-chorus and the chorus again there at the end. So yeah, I mean the guitar work was solid. There's some nice riffs in there, a nice kind of speedy element to it. But then again, I don't know if it was it in the verses. I think it was like in the verses even. The speediness kind of drops out a little bit. It kind of, I guess it has a bit of a rhythm to it, but I don't know. I'll stop harping on the verses. I really wasn't a fan, but and the rest, isn't too shabby. The guitar gets to shine a bit. I like the drum work quite a bit in this song. I thought the drums did a really great job. A nice sound to the drums, some great fills and things. You could hear the bass thumping along as well, which was cool. And the vocals, I like her voice so much. I just would have liked to have heard her be a bit more unleashed here. Really, really showcase all of her vocal strengths instead of it being a bit diminished, which I think was just in the songwriting and the song structure itself, to where it just kind of confined her voice a bit, instead of just letting it really shine. So yeah, I'm most certainly still looking forward to the album, because I tend to like what this band does, and I like their style. There's a lot of talent there. It's just this song itself, yeah, it just didn't quite do it for me. It just felt like it wasn't up to their full potential, up to what we all know that they're capable of. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Let me know in the comments down below what y'all think of this song. Are you big fans of this band? How's this song stack up for you compared to their other material? And are you looking forward to the new album? Let's talk about it all. I'll catch you next time. Ranger out.